Welcome to another edition of the Fatu Network News Review. Today, 20th December 2018. I am Omar Wali. I'm here with Mamadou Sabal. We'll be discussing so many issues recently happening in the country. And I'll also be talking to Immortal Aliuba. But before all that, I will start with the papers. And the President Barrow supporters assure him of re-election. That is, despite making emphatically clear that his Fodekuna meeting that he was not there for politics, and supporters of President Adama Barrow could not stop his supporters who turned up at the rally in thousands from openly displaying and expressing their political affiliation. You may remember last week President Adama Barrow held a meeting for the Kuna in Woolly East Upper River region, but he made it categorically clear that it was not a political rally. But the supporters told the Standard that Barrow is doing extremely well and fantastically well, and the job to deserve another term in office. And I'll be discussing that one with Sabali. And you may remember a line of the foundation of a college foundation stone was laid for a college in URR. And Barrow promised new era in education. President Adama Barrow has vowed to break Gambia's educational barrier by ensuring that the basic, secondary, tertiary, and higher education and subsector operate efficiently. He said, and I quote, "We recognize that the basic, secondary, tertiary, and higher education and the subsector must operate effectively and efficiently and must reach their policy targets in order to develop the desired human capacity of the country," he said, as he laid the foundation stone of Basse campus of the Gambia College. And transport leaders vowed to drop differences. Stakeholders from rival transport leaders from the Gambia National Transport Union and the Gambia Transport, Food and Agricultural Industry Workers Union have indicated that their intention to put their differences aside and form one umbrella body that will regulate the transport sector effective January. And TRRC prepares hearing. The Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission will commence hearing on the 7th of January 2019. And Justice Buba Jao passes away. The High Court Judge Buba Jao has passed away yesterday, and he was laid to rest at Dora near Brikama. Jao was appointed last year as the High Court judge before long serving in different capacities, including magistrate and sheriff, among others. Landing M. Sane, the judicial secretary, said Jao was a very dedicated and committed to his work. And the FIFA president due in January, that is the president of Federation of Gambia, the Gambia Football Federation wishes to inform its stakeholders and the general public that the president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, will visit the Gambia on Monday, 7th January 2019. And Mr. Infantino will be on a one-day walking visit. Is leading a high-powered delegation that includes the president of the Confederation of African Football, CAF, Mr. Ahmed Ahmed, and the Secretary General of FIFA, Fatoumata Samura, among others. That's on the Standard. And on the Point newspaper, Point is reporting that APRC may take legal action against the government. That is after 2 days of deliberation in accordance with Section 37, Paragraph H of the Opposition Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction Constitution. Delegates at the just concluded 6th APRC Congress have unanimously agreed on a resolution that will include that the National Executive Committee shall engage the Gambia government, ECOWAS, UN, AU, and relevant international organizations to ensure the safe return to the Gambia of the former President Yahya Jammeh. And teachers believe introducing local languages at the National Assembly will create tribalism, as the ongoing public consultation of the Constitutional Review Commission continues in Fonyi, West Coast region. Teachers of Somita Upper and Senior Secondary School have suggested that local languages should not be used by lawmakers at the National Assembly, as it will create tribalism in the House. That is on the Point. And on Fourier, and the farmers disappointed with the groundnut price. That is, the farmers in two districts of Woolly have expressed dissatisfaction with this year's farm price of groundnut and call on the authorities to revisit and reconsider their decision with the view to increase it. And the farmer spoke farmer spoke to this medium and said the farmers who spoke to this medium are Kali Jata, a farmer from Wuli East village of Sutukoba, said this year's price fell far short of their expectation. That this year's price has declined from 18,000 per ton last year to 17,500 per ton this year. That's all we have for you on the papers. I will now turn to my guest, Mamadou Sabally. Welcome.
Thank you.
We'll start with the sudden death of the Kora maestro, if I may put it, Alhaji Mbai. You were the Director General of the Gambia Radio and Television Services when you commissioned him to do a documentary on the lives and another Kora legendary, Lalo Keba Dramé. Tell me about this man, Jali Alhaji Mbai.
Yeah, Jali Alhaji Mbai, may Allah forgive him and admit his soul in the highest Jannah. He was a fantastic master of the Kora, but a great reservoir of knowledge of our history, our tradition and culture. I think his demise is a loss not only for the Gambia and Gambians, but for the entire black race. This is a guy that I became close to, and beyond the workspace, we had very cordial relationships. And I got to know that his potential was grossly untapped by the Gambia. I remember my acquaintance with him started off when I started the narration of this true story of the Mandinka legend, Kadi Kebe.
Yeah.
That's what we did with Jali Ngali Mbai, who happens to be his brother. But I always insisted on listener feedback when we did this program. So one day when I was in the studio with them, someone called and said, Kadi Kebe is fantastic, but shall we do something on Lalo Keba? Well, there and then I spoke to the then head of radio, Abdullah Gassama. I told him we want to start Lalo Keba in 2 weeks. I remember you had been telling me about Jali Alhaji Mbai before, yeah. And then I spoke to Sheriff Bojang, then Information Minister, and he confirmed the same things you said. We brought Jali Alhaji Mbai in, and it was a complete game changer for GRTS. We started the biography of Lalo Keba Dramé, and he did a class act. I sent him on missions to Dakar to go and interview Kuram Bisan, Lalo Keba's wife, to Casamas, to Mbour, okay, with Sadio Barre and others. And what they did was definitely a game changer in terms of broadcasting in the Gambia.
We have seen he did some actually on Lalo Keba and Kadi Kebe. But do you think we Gambians lost a library, which means that you were the first to put this man on the limelight and document some of the things, but it seems a lot has been lost?
Yeah, definitely, because like I said, even when I left GRTS, I stayed in close touch with Jali Alhaji Mbai. In fact, I commissioned a research that he did for me on the history of Badibu Bijanker, which by the grace of Allah he was able to complete. We didn't get to broadcast it. It was a personal project that I did with him. But this guy would tell me about what he wanted to do. And I know that he's not done even half of the plans he had. My last conversation with him was just about a week or so before he passed away. He called me and we were discussing, and he told me, you know what, I mean, this new program, because he had started the history of Manding, the Manding Empire, with Sadio Barrow. And he told me, Sabally, this time I don't just want to do a narration, I want this thing written out, documented for publication. And I was telling him, okay, we'll have to sit down with your management and see how we bring resources together. You know, he has his own Kora school, and he was thinking of how to institutionalize that, and other great things he wanted to do, and it's just tragic that we lost him so soon.
So soon. So do you think you will have or he's irreplaceable?
It's going to be very difficult, to be honest. I'm speaking to the management of the state broadcaster. I don't see a single person replacing Jali Alhaji Mbai. I know that he has trained his son in playing of the Kora. I think he's pretty good. Even he told me that his son is as good as him in terms of playing the Kora. When it comes to the knowledge of our history and tradition and the ability to be able to narrate that within the right context, that will take a lot of training, definitely, for anybody. I'm thinking, my ideal, what I'm thinking right now is to get at least 1 or 2 young people, attach them to 1 or 2 really established griots, for them to be trained, not only in the traditional way, but also in terms of academic research.
Do you think when he passed on, his story was not carried out, it was not that much publicized like others do? I saw when Papa Wemba died, actually the story was on BBC, and but looking at the Gambian nature, how do you think we can remember this man?
It's very sad. I think we could have done better in terms of celebrating his legacy. I want to thank you for the story you did on the BBC. I think that's the best we've had since this thing happened.
Yeah.
But I know that the state broadcaster, they have plans in mind, but I think
okay, you know,
the time is moving, so something needs to be done.
I had to cancel this news on that day to do a story for BBC.
Yeah,
it
was a fantastic effort you did.
Now let's move on to another thing. You were recently in Basse.
Yes.
The development issues. President Barrow was there. We have seen the laying of the foundation for Woolly, the bridge between Woolly and Basse, Sandul and Fatwa to Basse as well. What do you make of this?
I think it's the greatest thing that happened since the change of government. For President Barrow to go to URR to do a groundbreaking ceremony for roads and bridges and to lay the foundation stone for a modern college in the URR, I don't remember any time in our history that anything this big ever happened. Because when we talk about democracy, it cannot just be all about talk and protest and workshops and the preparation of documents. Democracy has to be a dividend so that our people can feel the impact of democracy. It's never been in its history all about talk and workshops, and it's about improving, uplifting the livelihoods of people. So this move by President Barrow, I want to commend him. I want to commend him for making such a bold move. And I went to URR. This was not just a groundbreaking ceremony. The work has started, and I believe that the results will come in. I went to your area, Woolly. Yeah. I was in Fode Kunda. Yes, I heard what the people said. In fact, when I hit your roads, I pitied you. Definitely.
Definitely. It was horrible.
It got worse when your people started talking about a road that they call Morocco.
Morocco, yeah.
Because of how dangerous that. It's really sad. But President Barrow, I think, has made a fantastic move. I think he's ready to break barriers, to make sure that this country and its resources do not just benefit those of us in the urban areas, that it should benefit everybody.
We have seen you were at the rally in Basse, yes, and for the Kunda. What do you make of the current political situation, the rhetoric between these political players?
It's very interesting, but democracy is noisy, as my good friend from Kiang, Fode Samate, would say. Some of these little teething problems should be expected. It's not abnormal as far as I'm concerned. Human nature has not changed from the old courts of Greece to ancient medieval Europe, the Renaissance. Human nature has remained the same. People will have misunderstandings. Sometimes the political temperature will go a little bit higher than normal, but I believe that there is a tendency for things to stabilize and for us to cross these bridges and move on the highway to progress.
You met President Barrow and he had an extensive meeting with him. Can you tell us?
I am not commenting on that.
We have seen you dress in the Barrow Youth for National Development t-shirt, if I might put it there, fatigue. And most people say they are now Barrow Youth for National Development.
I didn't wear any t-shirt, by the way.
You wore?
I wore a hat with President Barrow's picture. It's a very nice one, actually.
And a cap.
Yeah.
What does that signify?
It signifies that I am supporting President Barrow 100%.
And
I'm rallying behind him, to support him to move this country and to deliver the democratic dividend as expected by the real people of this country. Because there is a tendency for those of us who live in the urban areas here to think that the Gambia is just Kairaba Avenue and Batel Harding Highway. Our people have been disconnected for quite a while. President Barrow has decided to roll out a game changer, to make a shift from rhetoric to praxis, from conferences and workshops and talk shows like what you are doing here, to going out there and getting the work done, and I'm supporting him 100%.
But you are saying, you sound like you're making President Barrow a different person. And there is this
different as in?
Like the workshops and also...
Different as in?
Well, we all know all politicians are the same. They promise to build bridges even where...
This is not a promise. You went there, you saw that the work has started. The work has started. It's not a promise. It was just a ceremony to formalize the beginning, but the work has started. You went there, you saw it. Don't deny it.
No, I'm not denying
Report the facts as they are.
Of course, I'm...
In fact, you should have been rolling the footage right now so that people know that
of course,
it's not just laying a foundation stone. The work has started. The equipment is here. This is not politics. This is real development.
I'm not disputing that. This is a proverb that... but now coming that you say you are supporting, but does it mean that you're also part of the Youth for National Development?
The youth movement, I'm on the record for saying that I don't see anything wrong with the youth movement and the leadership of the movement. They are my good friends and mentees. I hang out with them, I chat with them, I advise them, I support them 100%.
Put quite simply, you are part of them.
Well, definitely, I'm proud to be.
What will you have, message will you have for those young ones in that Barrow Youth for National Development?
Well, I think they're fantastic young men, very patriotic, and I think the whole concept of the movement is a desire of these energetic young people to make sure that they play a practical role and have an impact on the development process. My advice would be to, in all of they say, if you name yourself after President Barrow, you know he's a peaceful man, you know he's a Democrat, you know he's a patriot, you know what he wants is the best for this country, that their behavior and their actions should not be anything less than what their leader is portraying and what their leader wants to do. And the other advice is some people have a little bit skeptical about the movement. We know that this is a fact. And the reasons why some of those people are skeptical is the responsibility of the leadership of the movement to act and behave in ways that will dispel those suspicions, because as the English saying goes, action speaks rather than words.
Now, coming back to the current political situation, do you see any difference from your own, looking at observation that there is a tension between this, and what do you think can be the ultimate solution?
What kind of tension?
Barrow and Darboe.
Well, really, anybody who's even a casual observer of the situation, you'll know that the coalition is going through some strains. It's very obvious, and it's not just Barrow and Darboe. We've heard people like OJ voice their opinion, even the former vice president. But I believe, from what I have seen in URR, I saw my party come make a statement of solidarity with President Barrow. When I saw the Honorable Sidi Ajata at the high table behind President Barrow, and when I listened to what he said, I believe that whatever strains in the coalition under President Barrow's leadership, they'll be able to iron out the little differences that are natural, it's expected in this kind of situation. I believe they're going to be able to iron it out and move the Gambia towards where the electorate expects them to move the country.
Finally.
Finally,
yes.
Finally, I think you should be visiting URR to report progress
of course,
on these fantastic developments, and that you should also thank President Barrow, since you are from Wuli and he's doing something that will transform your region.
Barrow is not doing any favor for Woodlinkers, man. They are paying tax. You collect our tax.
My friend.
No, listen to me.
My friend.
Listen, these are the people
where were you when in 22 years those roads were not made?
Okay, they were made from Basse to Yoruba. I know Jammeh did some work.
Yes,
even was before Jammeh, Jawara did some.
Yes.
But he was.
But Morocco was still there.
Morocco is just
and Wuli is not the only area that needs work. So the initial, this is President Barrow's first major initial development project, and your people are lucky to benefit from it. So you should be grateful.
My people are in Wuli.
Because I was even going to appeal that some of the roads be taken to Kiang, my people, because we in Baribu, we are fine.
Thank you so much, Sawali.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, we'll continue with the program, and we'll bring a statement made by the leader of GMC, Mai Ahmed Fati, at the Fode Kunda meeting there. He was also invited by President Adama Barrow. And we had a clip of what Sidi Ajata said yesterday. Let's take a listen to the GMC leader, Mai Ahmed Fati.
Replace your 3G SIM card today for the real Receive 1 gigabyte of internet data for free.
Your Excellency, be Ndelana Diamo Jam. Your Excellency, Honorable my party, obi hande kanko hala mundo.
ndela diamo manke politiko tire
Hala makko wona hala politique de.
kadun dol be yaron ko president politiko ma wulindi kana jambi
Odo andi wona politique imini president adda fode kunda do han.
banku do ko ka gambia do ko wala asi janbi
Ligge Gambia, ligge leydi di addi moto ndaare saare fode kunda wulli isdo han.
ay banko be ya ala sila le bongo amon futa no jang wato kenya kamma
Last meet the people to no kulede bay o hewtani do taki.
bari aya sula baake ako fay fota jam
Kono wi no wayo ma o yottande saare fode kunda wala do meeting.
adun dol be ngaro ne fode kunda jam fota nyame
Ene fode gandi fode kunda no wodi e leydi ndi.
bari president yala muradol bebula ako fo ay ala lahi do timmande amuru
President wi haala ko haali ɗum o firtude ko salla ilaɗo ma ko jadi ma o waɗa ɗum.
walam lahi di timmandoti
Ɗum woni timmigol ahadu.
bari yo excellency ndemu wulli dingolati
O yo Excellency ko wuli jibina.
wulli dum dol kan lundawol jiyale
Wulli ne kamɓe ɓe jippina hoɓe.
laftale ale bulo kosi natara to nyalam wulli ko alka lundawol jiyale bang
Wulli kola kol kadun dawol jiyaale ban.
nte natale gambia president bari nte teri lamu natale ka fon teri e ko
O wi o hala sehil makko ne.
ibote ya inate yale mu jamu yale
Iwiɗo saare ma iwiɗo galle ma ngara to aari to galle ma ko ɗo jibinta.
kuwo kuti jang fo kayra
Ala ko wonɗo présidence wona jam e jam.
isuno da fewo fe la wulli kono italam
Kala ko jiɗɗa ɗo His Excellency nder wulli ɗo ko ante président Barrow.
yebulo jodi fewo fe ni ma soto ifama malafi
Kala holli juuɗe ma sa heɓɓande ko wona yiɗade.
ndi be bam brown nyini la bam brown ni ko la nyini wulli kono
Si tawi ko leppi jiɗɗa ɓe waɓoma.
wulli gol kanyanta
O wi wulli tan yoni.
bari hani hada tar mo kilin tan man kanyanta de bam brown wulli
O wi kanko tan goto yoni ɓe waɓoma nder wulli ɗo.
your excellency my childhood friend that is a commitment
O yo Excellency a nani ko comité hoore makko ɗo.
e nim president baro ameta andu manke politikoti
Kanko e président Barrow ɓe ɓoyɗite wona produit wonno.
wulli gol atsaron ko politikote dunnola nim president baro tema
Wullinaɓe on ganda koro produit woto natude honorable Ahmed May Fate hakkude président Adama Barrow natata toon.
nim mi yami la politikobe dunnan natema
Kala miiɗi produit nata hakkude ɓoyen.
woto ibe sinori ne ma wuli folo
aɗa ɗaani ɓe firtinima ha maya.
adu ibe tala o sinola kono
ɓe ari ko neɗo ɗanugol gonta ha maya.
ndolunga kunu naje
kamɓe ko hakki ɓe jiina
katu nin kunu man soto biita soto la
hakki so heɓano han ɗeɓata ko
woto o foroya ngawre kanta
on dimoyagal ko dimo ko konngol
adun to foroya ndel to la ko mola
on dimo ko konngol ya ɓe gaccata ɗum ɓaawo
nim president o wulli tamale nga banko la fana tama
o wi o yaadi e président wulli e dulaɗi kewɗi
woto mom be place nyinola
on ɗum wayi ɗaɓa place uji
e ngawiram futa dabbaro kundale
ɓe jeyto baro kunda
ayatara e president ala moto simo e ateta sinya killing
oye moto koyɗe mum fusi goto
ndol fana na moto le problème o soto
kamɓe kadi motoji mum heeɓi probléme
namudol be problème o soto
motoji fof geɓi e probléme
sino la jawya kamma
ko hoɗum waɗi ɗum lawol yahatake fo i boni
men seta montoro la wati tanna
o yeehi ha wattuɗi sappo montor
isi montoro la min le 2 hours ka silo kay mafuta
a waɗat to was lawol a yettotako
suwo kuta
o niɗɗi
mbe taraling kan 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 woye muta
ɓe waɗi toon ɓe tabbi toon
konko benna
ɓe heega
president ko nyeko
président wi
allah nyin sulo nyon sila jomma sodo kambe banko kono la
on lawol mon ɗo onon lawol gonɗo ala hen nder leydi
wonong suto ay lahi doke
on nder jemma o wii
ninga de lañ ma sakunda kudo ning ala en londi
o okki konngol makko minen man sakunda keso si allah darni en
ñebe kala project fraude mbe men sain la
this is force moving mo anduɗa ko ɗon ɓe mbatta sa en
aya fa ñetumo menna
ko halanimo on tuma
woto mom be buna kono be wataring
imo gasuɗo mo tabbi
bari aya fa ka fo kono la
o haali e nder yimɓe
ala ya fa sa kono la
allah wallimo
woto yo excellency thank you very much
yo excellency thank you ko haalɗa ko a waɗi
e wullin kolu
o wi wullinaɓe
sañin kala muta ko
ganden ɗum ne
kabrin tele mumolu
minen mamaji amen
nga ko men kumbo
piiɗi komin ɓulluno
silo be wol kono le
lawoli hen
kuran be wol kono le
kuran i hen
jio be wol kono le
ndiyam i hen
kabrin jawara jamano
geli jawara jamano makko
ndema mamu baraja lalati
ma makko jogi baraɗo
ndema mamu baraja aka baraja le ka base bon badala
o lumbata ton yimɓe
dol be ngalo ko kapata men kije
mais ɓe andi tampere koye batta ɗo
naw mama woni president baro fama fana kafutale
awa o mamma koye baba président Barrow
aketala ke ba teroti
o woni mawɗo seeri makko
ngaw tari ko tara tinkinjole
o wi kanko tawi on taari koto tinki
bari bi
han
ndel dingolu
ɓiɗɗo mumen
ani mamari ngolo
e mamam sukaɓe mumen
wolni la motol be passé ba franton kulale tambiyala
ali muno ɓe jolat moto ɓe doga ɓe jawta ala fadugol feris wona la
wato wata diyata e so tambije
wattugol jiɗɗa ko are wat
woto nanata bankola ñatuta to
tawi ari nawgol leydi ndi yeeso
woman kuloro soto
on ala couleur
dolle den tan ko gambia
minen hawtune ɗi gambia
ko ganna banko do ku
ligguel leydi meɗen
ne mo bula ñato e kay do ko ke
sa waɗine ɓe sa wiya gollu
ni be foro ale kamoye
si tawi konngol ma o a wona dimo
ni be foro ale kamoye
si tawi konngol ko wiɗa o a wona dimo e makko
ipuka mo sala lisando yaduma fele
a ɗeŋinta koto to dow dara to leydi
woto nin kombe do ko kala
si ɓe wi men gollat
president wala national development plan landi
président national development plan o wallini
president be tantula ka du ye chance din nan tarta cabinet ado ku ta nyala
o wi président jarama o wonno cabinet a tima ɗon ha ɗum liggama
woto nin dun ya sonta o plan ola
si tawi aduna nan jaɓi on plan
ye lanno soto gambia la mirali ala
ɓe hooli gambia ɗo no miijete
ye kodo layidi gambia banko e kabrin gambia fallo nenema ñowo soto
ɓe wallini kaalis gambia min meeɗa ɗum heɓ
pour présidence do ko ke men fana men nene fana masoro na tari ko kono la
gambia liggo président ligga mo anduɗa meeɗa heɓde gambia
woto gambia la nafa kam alim mbeenga ke kilindinga président ma ko do ko la
honorable may fati wi ndew dow nafa gambia
Ninga-
baɗen gonen goto balɗe président adama barrow liggen leydi amen ndi ha ɗum yaara yeeso
foy tabe adam baro foy bero fa foy ma fayaye
nda an a woppani adama barrow kaaje o a woppanani mona o
Foy be-
wayta toon o ala tonna
foy president adama baro noma foy ta noma
ko an a jokkat président barrow ko a jokkani mona
ku kilin walam toñade ala e men sabatindi
ko goto tan woni gonga allah ko
bi jamano atalam gambe président ti
an allah ko kanko joƴƴini
adu gambe la ñato ta biya ba talam lo kono la
kamɓe nawra yesso ko juuɗo barrow
ninga gambe kanu alim mbeenga ka fuño o ñato ta ngaw sementu yandi
e jiɗi gambia gonen goto ballen e président barrow leydi ndi
your excellency 22 years wullin kol balanta bulala ya jame noma
22 years wullinaɓe o wi ɓe jaɓani jokkuya jam
mbe kafta ñoma menoma nga carte faye
fo goni goto ɓe bonima karta
adu wulle totla gambia banko koma kotenke
andi wulli wonta ɓawo leydi ndi
national development plan be alon ko
national développement mo annduɗa
ali batade al men mbe itandi jam
oye tabbere kon holli ɗo wullinaɓe
président mo adamadi ngota manke malay koti
président kon neɗɗo wona malayka
hani alambe adamadi ngoda
allah monɗa waɗi
abuka ko be ke mo be
wona mo kala gollata
ninga président ma koy e lahido men di naftata banko kan
si en balli président koɓe gokkimo ahadu konngol si yetti leydi ndi
mbebe mbe kumbola nin kafta ñoma a bebe
kala
bandale
komen kon ɓurrata ɗo si yetti leydi ndi ɗum o wona
mfalli hani mañidde ndela wato sitala barika
balli mi andi haysa okkani kam ɗo wattu
wulli ko mbela flam bengelo wulli albenga wuli bengal wuli ngalo wulli ko albe wuli alelo
alwuɗaɗe ɗo alwuli aɓe wuli
albe wulli be wuli ngalo
jimme
alimbenga bulo kosi president arambaro al bulo kosi
albulo ko kelle
That was Mai Ahmed Fati there, the leader of Gambia Moral Congress, speaking there in Fodekunda village, Vule East. I'm here with Aliuba, Immortal. He'll be starting a new program on the Fadu Network. I guess you're starting today.
Yeah, starting today.
Okay, the program is called Real Talk. What is so real that you're going to be talking about?
You know me, man, I don't try to mince my words. I try as much as I can to dedicate my struggle, my activism, my writing and my speech to going at the heart of issues. I think Gambia has reached a point where we cannot be too diplomatic with the truth. We should never be too diplomatic. I mean, we could be beautiful about it. We could be polite about it, but we can't try to, go around it. So this is real talk where I'm just gonna spit it out as it is. So what had happened is I was on News Review the last time I was here, and after that, Fatu contacted, was like, would you want to host a show? I was like, why not? I mean, so this show is for, it's not for me basically, it's for the movement, because lots of time people don't even know where I stand or where the movement stands. You know, not everybody's on Facebook, and if everybody's on Facebook, they don't have time to go and read your status update. And this is a bigger platform, so we intend to use it to push the people's agenda, basically.
When you say people's agenda, what specifically are you talking about?
The people of the masses of the Gambian peoples, because I don't support a political party.
Okay.
I don't support any religious group. I don't support any sectarian or tribalist notion. So when I speak, I try to, as much as I can, to speak for the basic concerns of our people, beyond the philosophical rhetoric.
So you're on the, okay, but I don't understand, because I remember the Berlin Wall is down, so you cannot be sitting on the fence. No, there's no fence now.
No, there is no fence.
So
I'm not talking, there is no fence here. I've never sat on a fence.
Okay.
You know,
you're an independent.
Yes, the whole point is this. The struggle is always been between the state and the people.
Okay.
And the state tries to curtail the people, you know, to try to tame them, and use power to do whatever they want. And we have seen this reenacted in what would be dubbed New Gambia. So this is the people bringing out their desires, their wishes, their aspirations, and their dreams, you know, through us, basically. And, you know, uniting is an illusion in the human society. I'm not saying that we all are going to unite and say, no, it's never going to happen. All of us have our views and our points of differences. But the most that we can aspire to is that there are certain things that all of us agree on, that every human being deserves a decent life, a decent living, you know, like right to water, electricity, all of these things. These are things we can't really argue about. I mean, we can argue about how we'll go about campaigning for it, but we all agree that these are basic things that every human being have a right to. So this, basically, this is a platform where, you know, I will try to bring out issues like that, and also to center the discourse on what is most important, you know, that we should be focusing on as the time rages on.
Okay, I will not take all what you want to say, because your show starts at your show will start today. So I will stop here for now, and so it's going to be every Thursday. I want you to tell viewers how it's going to be, what time.
So it's going to be, so Omar decided to take my time this time around, and, you know, have an interesting interview. But it will be on Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. basically, every Thursday at 4:30 p.m.
Okay, so you will start today, so I will leave it now so that you can start your own show. Well, viewers, that's what we all have, what we have for you today. From me and my team, we thank you so much. Till next week. Bye for now.